Alrighty, so I am finally ready to finish up part four. So 1 through 4 parter for building a social media app section, or part number 7. I broke it up into 4 individual miniature parts because it was such a long section. And we were going over group moderation, and I believe where I left off was in group member moderation. You have to bear with me. I've been really jumping back and forth with so many different tutorials that I've been doing, both publicly on YouTube as well as some private stuff that I've been doing to help folks. And of course, helping people troubleshoot their apps and working on some side projects, and somewhere in the midst of that, trying to squeeze in my own projects that I'm working on. So it gets a little entangled as to exactly where I am with certain projects, and I kind of have to refresh my memory, which I did go back and watch the last tutorial in this series to try and figure out where I was to get a baseline. But please bear with me. Hopefully I don't skip over anything that I said I would talk about. But if I do, definitely let me know, and I'll try and get back to it. But in any case, so I want to go ahead and finish up this this part here. Having looked at the last tutorial, the last thing I said was that I was going to utilize this row to put a date field in here to show when the user was banned, or I'm sorry, when the user was silenced, or maybe it was silenced and banned. It was either or both. I don't know. And then I was going to have a silence and unsilence button, and maybe a ban unban button. But the fact is that we've already got this here. We've already got silence. We've already got ban. We've got it in here. We've got it in here. So I'm really not going to duplicate that. There's really no need to. You can do it in your app if you want to, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm not going to duplicate something I've already done. And on that note, I'm not going to really worry about the date deal here. I'm not overly concerned about that right now. I think I had mentioned also doing scheduled automatic silencing of a user, where you could select a certain amount of days or hours or whatever, and then it would automatically release them from that silence. And we're not gonna cover that right now. If that's something you really have a desire to see, just post a comment or send me a message on Discord, Telegram, wherever you're connected with me at, and we can go over that. But I'm not going to do it right now. All right, so one thing that I do want to do, so I got rid of that row, obviously, but I do want to indicate here if the user is silenced. I don't know why I got rid of that row. Actually, it'd be useful to have it. Let me just go back and do it like that. But that's a little far down. We don't need it that far down for sure. Let's go cut that in half, and that should work fine. All right, and then I'm just going to center it. Yep. And drop some text in here real quick. And then we'll just give it an indicator that the user is silenced, just so it's visible there, just kind of as a reminder for the moderator if they're looking at this particular user here. And let's do a couple of things with it here. Make it stand out just a little bit from everything else. Oops. Fingers are getting ahead of me here. Yeah, that's way too big. And then we'll just make it orange. Nope. We'll make it error. Yeah, we'll do that one. Okay, so yeah, that'll work. And then I will set conditional visibility on that, because obviously I don't want that to always show up there. Which it looks like. Okay, I guess I didn't query the group here. Again, bear with me. It's been a minute since I've looked at this tutorial, so I kind of have to refresh my memory as I go along. Let's see here. I believe I'm only querying the user. Yeah. All right, so I can actually yeah, let's just do it in that column. That'll be fine. So document from reference, and then we're going to do it as groups, and we will do the groups reference here and confirm that. And now I can hide this. So let's go down here to groups and silenced members. List contains item. And that would be the user that I'm currently looking at here. All right, so there we go. So long as the user that I'm looking at is in the silenced users list, data field inside the group, then that'll show up. Otherwise, it'll be invisible. And let's see here. So yeah, be totally gone. All right, there we go. Sorry, just kind of to skip through that and get that done real quick. So something else that I wanted to do here, and I think this is pretty much it on this page. I believe, yeah, looks like I have an action set here. So long press. Okay, yeah, so I've already got a delete action on the post, so that's good. I'm glad I took care of that. And I'm assuming, yeah, I've got a video in here. I just have it hidden at the moment. Cool. All right, so all of that's good. Not worried about any of that then. So the other thing I want to put in here then is one thing that I noticed. If we go back to moderate group, we have this moderators button here, which I don't think it's doing anything. No, it's not. It's not going anywhere yet. But we need to have a way to be able to add a member as assign them moderator status. And I don't want to do it here because we've already got way too much stuff in here. I really don't want to plug in another item. So I'm actually just going to do it on the member card and put it on here somewhere. So I've got a stack. Let's see, where do I want to put this? I don't know. Where should I put it? I wish this was live. You could tell me where it would look best. I don't know. I'm not gonna sit here and waste a ton of time on that. So let me just do this, and I'm gonna do row. And then I think I'll just drop it down just a little bit. Whoops, whoa, not 88, just 8. There we go. All right, and then I'm gonna put it over on the right side and bring it in some, just a little like that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and grab, so what I'm looking for, icon, button, and we'll go ahead and duplicate it, which I guess I could have waited to do that until I got all these parameters set. That's a better idea. Getting ahead of myself here. And I'm gonna drop that down to 50, and I'm gonna drop this down to 20. Go 25. And then we probably want to do a fill color, but we'll do kind of a transparent fill color. That'll work. And then we're going to change this, and I think what they have for moderator is like a shield or something like that. Yeah. Add moderator, that'll be perfect. And we will just set that to white. And now we can duplicate that. And go back in here. And we can do that one for removing the moderator. Yeah, whatever. Red looks fine. Okay. Actually, I don't know. Maybe it's just my eyes, but it seems dark. There we go. All right. So now let's go ahead and set some actions here real quick. If I want to add them as a moderator, then I'm going to update documents. And I'm going to update the groups document and get that reference, group reference, and add a field, and then go down here. I should have a moderators field somewhere in here. There it is, moderators reference, and we'll add that user to the set. Okay. Now I'm going to copy that action. And we'll go over here and we'll apply an action. We'll paste that in there and we'll just change it to remove from set. And I also think which we'll come back to this later because we don't have this set up yet. I don't even know if I have it connected. Yeah, I do. Cool. So maybe I can go ahead and set it up. I couldn't remember if I had push notifications indicated there. So push notification, I would set it to a single recipient. I could do multiple recipients, but I'm just going to do a single recipient, and I'm going to set it to that user reference. And let's see, the title is do that, and then we'll do a variable here, and I think we'll what am I looking for? Combine text, and I think I'll do this: authenticated user, display name, space, and our groups document, and we'll do the group title. And we could do the group image in here if we'd like. Deliver with sound. And then behavior on tap. Ooh, that's not good. Can't see the page. Huh. It's all down below my screen here. Yeah, I don't know where I really want to send them to. I guess I could send them. Let me go back real quick. Yeah, I guess I'll send them to the moderator dashboard, since they were just added as a moderator, so that would make sense. So let me jump back over here. Let's see. Do this. I'm just gonna search for it because this thing's all messed up here. So moderate group, and we do want to pass the group reference, obviously. Groups document, and that group that we're looking at here. Okay, so that should work. And then I'll take them into the moderation panel for this specific group here. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, so that'll work, and then I'm not gonna issue a push notification to them to let them know that they were removed as a moderator. I'm sure they'll figure it out when they can't access the panel anymore. All right, and then obviously we want to set conditional visibility on this. Same repetitive stuff that we always do here. We'll go into the groups document. We'll find our moderators reference here. List contains item, user reference. It's not true, and confirm. And then we can copy it after we confirm it. We can go in here and set this as a condition, and we can paste it, and we can leave that turned off as false. Alrighty, so that is all good to go now, I do believe. Yeah, I think we're good here. All right, so I think that's just about all I want to do here with moderating or specifically looking at a user here, because everything else can be done as far as silencing and banning from this page here. Okay, so now we can go back. Let's go back to moderate group, and we don't have this going anywhere yet. I'm not sure what I had intended to do here. But given that the number of moderators will be far less than the number of members, more than likely, then I think probably just a bottom sheet would be adequate here. So we can do bottom sheet if they added anything in here. No. Okay. I'll just use this one then. And let's go back here and where is this pulling data from? Moderator's reference number of items. Okay, cool. So now let's set this container in action, and we're going to show that bottom sheet that we just created. I am gonna set my height. I'm gonna do it at 35%. I think we'll be fine. And I'm not gonna mess with any of that right now. Well, I'll leave that turned off and enable drag, and I am going to pass parameter, and I'm gonna pass the group reference. Okay. All right, that'll work. So now we can go back over here to our, oops, that's not it. Group moderator list. Let's drop that into groups real quick here. I'm still not used to this new widget tree layout over here. I'm really tempted to switch back to the legacy version, but I'm afraid that they're gonna cancel the legacy version and just use this version permanently. And so if I don't get used to it now, then I'll just be aggravated down the road. So I guess I just got to deal with it. I mean, it seems like it should be easier. It's in alphabetical order. I guess I was just used to looking at it in the order that I dropped it in there. So just taking some time getting used to that. Anyway, personal grievances. All right, let me get rid of this and just start from fresh here. So I'm going to query. I'm going to do a document from reference and do groups, and I'm going to reference that group tag that I passed over. And now I'm getting data from that. So now I think I want to, let's see here. Let's do a column. And let's do a row. And let's drop that row down. And let's put text in that row. And we'll just call it group moderators. Okay. And then we'll do a list view. And I'm going to do the column as scrollable here. And then I want to plug these moderator users in here real quick. And I think what I'm going to do for that, I'm going to jump back over here real quick to my pages. We're going to go to moderate members, and I actually want to steal this here. Steal this container, and I'm just going to copy it. And then we'll go back over here. And I'm going to drop it in here. That way I don't have to recreate that. Now, granted, I could just make that into a component, so I could just move it around, but I actually don't want to use everything that's in here, so making it into a component wouldn't really even make sense. I actually want to get rid of that. I don't want to use that, and I don't want to use this. I only want to remove their moderator status. So let's see here. And then let's see here. I'm gonna actually change that. I'm just gonna do this. And I'm just gonna change that to red. And that way we can remove the moderator. So let's see here. I want to grab my list view here, and I'm going to do a child variable here. And go to my groups document and grab my moderators reference list. And query that. Go ahead and close that real quick. Okay. And then let's I've got a bunch of, what is this querying here? Let's get rid of that real quick. And let's change that query. So we're going to go document reference users mod list item. And then go down here to the display name, and it's all still set up correctly. Picture should be the same. Users document photo URL. All right, so that's all good to go. Okay, and let's open our slidable here and set our action, which we want to. Just gonna get rid of that altogether, and we'll do add an action, update document. We're gonna update the groups document. Reference groups document, and we're going to go to our moderator list field, remove from set, and we'll remove this user. Okay, that should work there. And let me close this and get it out of my way. And then I have conditional visibility set on this container, and I believe it's to, let's see, what did I have it set as? I know I had it set so that I don't show the authenticated user in here, which would be mod list item is not equal to variable authenticated user. That way the authenticated user doesn't show up in that list. I'm not sure what that second variable was, though. I'd have to look back and see if it has relevance to this, but maybe not. Okay. All right, so that's good to go there. So I just want to set that up really quickly. So now we've got our mod list. So you can go through there and see who your mods are for that group and be able to remove that. Now, as we currently have it set up here, you go back, and I actually want to go to moderate group. So right now we have it set up so that when a moderator is added to that list, they have full unrestricted access here. We could take it a step further and actually go back into that bottom sheet, and we could actually add in another slidable option and make it so that you could edit the moderator and give them specific permissions as to what they can do inside the group. I don't think I'm going to do that, to be honest with you, because at that point it starts getting very extensive and time consuming. You know, like I said, I don't want to get bogged down in that. I can do those as little side tutorials if you really want to know how to assign specific user permissions to moderators and group admins and stuff like that. What we could do, though, groups should have, go in here and just check. It should have so it does have an administrator's reference, and it has a created by reference. I don't even know if we're using the admin reference, to be honest with you. I can't remember. I know that we are using created by. So we could, in theory, go in here, open this up, drop a condition in here, and we could put, let's see, we could go to groups document and we could do created by reference. No, that's not what we want. Sorry. We need to go back. Condition, single condition, groups document, created by reference is equal to authenticated user. And so if that's true, then it'll navigate to the group moderation list. But if it's false, you could throw like a bottom sheet error or an error box. You could do like an alert dialog and say you don't have permission to do this. So that's one that's a very simple way of restricting who can access the moderator list. So you could do it that way if you wanted to. I'm just going to leave it like that. Alternatively, you could allow all moderators to view the list, and you could set it up where they can view the whole list, but if they slide this open, then you apply that condition to it so that, again, you do condition, and you would set it is created by user is equal to authenticated user, and if that's false, then it wouldn't let them remove that individual as a user, or I'm sorry, as a moderator. So you could restrict it that way. Again, that's very very simple, just kind of rudimentary ways of controlling what a moderator can do. But you definitely could get more complex with that setup and allow certain moderators to be able to access this but not access this, or vice versa. Allow them to edit this and this but not view this. Delete posts but do nothing else. So there are ways that we could set this up so that you could assign various permissions to moderators and give them different levels of access control to a group. But again, I'm not going to go through that right now. So if you are working through this tutorial and you would like to know how to do that, again, post a comment, connect with me on Telegram or Discord. Let me know what you're wanting to do, and I will work with you as best as I can to do that. I guess for me, if there's enough folks out there that want to see the more specific things like that definitely do take a little bit more time to outline and set up and go through. But if there's enough folks out there that want to know how that's done, then by all means I'll do it. But otherwise, I'm just going to skip over it and keep moving along. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it for what I'm going to do with group moderation here. Got all this set up, and then we do have it set up, I believe. Looking back, let me just double check. So this is condition. So yeah, so this is already set up to become invisible if a user is silenced. So as far as users being banned from a group, that'll become relevant when we start setting up the public news feed or the primary news feed, as well as a user's lists of groups and things like that on their personal dashboards. So all of that will kind of tie in together as we go throughout the entire app, which I'm not sure if I don't think I already set that up. No, it doesn't look like I did. Okay, so we'll go through and well, not joined. Let's see here. So it does look like I do have it in here. So we do want to look at this. Let's see here. Okay. So no, that does not need to be here. Okay. So yeah, we're good. All right. Yeah, we're good to go. I do want to double check one more thing. Let me jump back over here to moderate members. And I do want to let's open this real quick and select ban. So it looks like I didn't do that. So let's go ahead. We do want to remove them from the members reference if they're banned. So we want to remove from set, and we want to remove that user. Okay. Any no? No. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. So I'm gonna close that. What do we got in here? So I want to make sure it's set up the same here as well. So we want to remove them from group. Members. Remove from set. And then remove that user. What was I doing here? Okay, so I was removing them from the band. Jump back over. Okay. All right, so that'll remove the band, but it won't actually add them back to the group. It'll just remove their band, so they'll be able to see that group again. Okay. All right, I just wanted to double check what I had going on there. Something I realized though is that I never set up a way for a moderator to delete a user without actually banning them. But I think I'll still just leave it the way it is, because user themselves, they can leave a group if they want to without incurring a ban. But if a moderator is going to remove a user, then they're gonna probably ban them if it came down to the point of a moderator removing them. Now, if we were getting complex in here and we wanted to go through and basically purge lists based off of users that have been inactive, then we would want to be able to do so by just deleting them from the group rather than banning them. But there again, we're not going to get that complex here. This is just the basics. We can dive deeper into stuff like that if you have an interest in learning how that works. All right, and there's something else. I know what it was. I don't. Let's see here. What's my condition here? Let's see. Okay. All right. So if a user is a moderator, it's something we have to take into consideration for what happens if you try and ban someone that is a moderator versus whether they're not a moderator. I guess there's a couple of ways we could do it. We can make it throw an error and say that this user is a moderator. Please remove their moderator status first, but that'd be kind of a pain because they would, well, I could just click view and do it that way and downgrade their moderator status. So I guess let's do it that way. So I think what I would do then is do a condition and go to moderators reference. List contains item user reference. Okay. So if that is true, if that is false, we want this action to take place here. But if it's true, if they are in the moderator list, then we would want to throw a probably a alert dialog. And just do something like it's probably the simplest way to do that. Not getting it overly complicated. So you would want to do that. Make sure that the user is not a moderator before going forward with the ban. Otherwise, you would have a user that still has moderator access to your group, but isn't actually a member of the group, and that can just throw all sorts of problems. And obviously, I want to do the same thing over here, which I guess I could have just copied and pasted that other one, but we'll just do it from here. And I don't want to type all that out again, so just go over here and grab this, and then I'm just going to copy this and paste it over there on the other side. Okay, that'll work. There we go. All right, so all that is set up. I think we're good to go there. As noted when I did the other tutorials, these were fairly complex set of conditional visibilities and whatnot as to whether a user shows up in which list. So once we get to test mode, which you can see I'm throwing 64 errors because I have not been worrying about that. Once we get done going through all the app stuff, then we will take each error one at a time, go through them, figure out what the issue is and how to resolve it. I think that'll be a good learning experience there. All right, so I think that's it for group moderation, at least right now. As we work through the rest of the app, we may realize that there's something else we need to come back to. But otherwise, that's it for part 4. So I will be starting section 8. Part 8. It's confusing how I have all this set up, and I apologize. My titling of these videos is even confusing me, so I'm going to try and get better at that. But we're going to be moving on to part 8 of building a social media app. This is the end of part 7. All right, that's it for now.